Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Ki Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Ki Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Ki Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Ki Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Ki Yashmer Shabbat El Yishmereni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Oti Leomeat Beino Uveni Boikala, 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 Boikala Boikala, 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 Boikala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela Boikala, 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 Boikala Boikala, 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 Boikala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Nikabela.
Welcome to our service. We've been waiting a long time for this moment, we know. And welcome to so many guests that have come, and for all of you who are watching from wherever you happen to be, that you get to watch this service as well. So we're so pleased to have you. And you volunteered to come up and light candles, so we'd love to have you come up. Brian, you coming up too? No. No, okay. Not everybody volunteered.
Grab the mic. Luke.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. May the Shabbat candles that we now light inspire us to see justly and gently, to look honestly and with kindness, and to see what's holy in each other. Thank you. We turn in our prayer books to page 4, the bottom of the page, as we join together, Hinei ma tov, how good and pleasant it is for us to be together. Are you doing it?
Just a moment to say Shabbat Shalom or introduce yourself to someone who's sitting nearby.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. Tovu gam yachad, hine tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov, shematov, shevet achim gam yachad, hine matov manayim, 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 shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov, hine matov, yalalai, yalalalalai. Hine matov, hine matov, yalalai, yalalalalai. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Thank you. I guess you can tell that it's Luke's bar mitzvah this weekend. We'll be seeing more of him throughout this service, and then tomorrow the cantor and I just sit up there and relax and let him do the whole thing. That's right.
And if there's anything from tonight's service that you're wanting to remember or share, we have the live stream will be available. It's professionally being videoed.
Or the past 70 services that were recorded. Right. They're all on there. They're all on there. And if you're not familiar with our prayer book, it's because it's our prayer book that we wrote it for Vail to make it specific to us who are living in the mountains. Let's continue page 8, family prayer. May we take for granted the gift of Shabbat as we sit nestled in the Rocky Mountains, sharing this humble moment with family and friends. The satisfaction of celebrating Shabbat hearten our spirits. Let Shabbat peace bring quiet to our souls. Allow this time set aside for song and prayer to bring us closer together in thoughts and deeds. Glowing with reverence. May the end of this week encourage us to examine our actions and let us look ahead toward the new week so we'll be worthy of all of God's blessings. The top of page 8 as we join together, Shalom Aleichem, as we welcome the angels of peace. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Vachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Uni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, Vachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Well, as the pilgrims were approaching Jerusalem, they looked up and they could see the Temple Mount on top of a mountain. And that's when they wrote the psalm, I lift my eyes to the mountains, from where does our help come? In New York, I guess you look up at the Catskills, or what's a mountain that's around you? I'm not sure what there would be. But we've got ours, and that's really become our prayer and our song. Luke will lead us again as we turn in our prayer books to page 12 at the top of the page.
Esa einai el heharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Esa einai el heharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Ezri Meim Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz Ezri Meim Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz Esa Einai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Esa Einai El Heharim Me'ayin Yavo Ezri Ezri Meim Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz Ezri Meim Adonai Oseh Shamayim
Va'aretz. As we go back to the 16th century, to the town of Svat, we have our beautiful prayer and song, page 16, Lecha Dodi, as we welcome the angels of peace. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. La Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. V'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu elam yuchad, Nayechad u'shma echad. Tiferet v'litchila la 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 lecha dodi, Rakala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Shabbat lechu v'necha, Ki hi mikor habaracha, Erosh mikem nesucha. La 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 lecha Dodi, Rakala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Dodi Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Mikdash Melech Ir Melucha, Kumitzi Mitoch Afecha, Rav Lach Shevet B'emek Hadcha. Kamo Alai, La 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 Lecha Dodi, Rakala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Hadodi, Rakala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. The bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride. Shalom Ater Bala, Gam Besimcha Uvetzahala, Toch Emuneh Am Segula, Boi Chala, Allah, Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Dodi, Likra Kaya, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. Lecha Dodi, Likra Kala, Pene Shabbat Kabbalah. As we turn to page 21 in our prayer book, Psalm 92 is entitled the Psalm or the Song for the Sabbath Day. It's one of the oldest prayers that we recite. It was first recited in the Temple of Jerusalem. So we continue the top of page 21 responsively. It is good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your faithfulness each night. To the music of the lute and harp, the melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. The top of page 20. Yom HaShabbat, Tov LeHadonai, Simcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat Tov Lehadot Adonai Elyon. Agid Boker Hasdecha Mizmor Shir HaShabbat Adonai Uzamer L'Simcha Elyon Simcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat Tov Lehadot Adonai Uzamer L'Simcha Elyon Elyon. Shir Yom HaShabbat Tov Lehadot Well, the last time I was together with my cousins, Mark and Melinda, we were at the Naval Academy. They live in Washington, and they would always come to break fast with us on a boat as we floated out onto Chesapeake Bay. So, but you are coming around, so it's nice that you're passing through town. We're going to have you lead us responsively on page 23. It's the wonderful reading from the Boston Globe of 1921. It talks about just for today. You can kind of share the reading together. Right there, that's fine. Okay. That's good. We'd stay comfortable.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best, praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do. And if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. And I'll try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it in indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. And I'll appreciate you and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet, to relax, to realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Now, if that's not the perfect reading for someone who started in Santa Fe and the last 2 weeks you've been driving together in a car, it just works for everyone.
Also in your dining room at home.
Yes, it is. Let's turn to page 24 in our prayer books, our call to worship as we rise and join together in the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. La 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Baruch et Adonai Hamevorah.
Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam
may be seated. Let's continue at the bottom of page 28 when we see God's wondrous creations. Bottom of page 28 as we continue responsively. As we join together on this Shabbat of the week, flow away. As the mountain springs give forth fresh water, let our souls feel refreshed. Let our faith and love grow stronger. And as we stand in awe of the great beauty of the Rocky Mountains, let our faith in God increase and renew. And let this Shabbat be a time of peace. We continue the top of page 28 with the cantor, Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Hukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Akeinu Adonai Eloheinu b'shachbeinu, Ukumenu nasiach b'chukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, Ki ehem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, Negei yomam v'layla, Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, Mimeinu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Everyone?
Any kid who knows the Shema, will you come up and help us lead it? Any kid who knows the Shema. You can.
Well,
you're
you're
a
a
kid for
kid
one
at
more
heart,
day,
I know.
So you can come.
There you go.
Joanne, you count too.
You're the youngest kid we've got. Come
And I
on
know
up.
you know it.
Yeah. Oh, we're just
Yay,
talking about
awesome.
it's like your bar mitzvah all over again. It's right here.
Okay.
Wait, let's all do it together.
Andreas, are you coming?
Yisrael.
Wait. Hold.
Let's
We're
do it all
going.
together. Ready? Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Beautiful. Thank you.
Just stay up here and do the sermon. We're fine.
Well, I got material.
Okay.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך ובשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Well, the Song of the Sea, also known as Shirat Hayam, is a poem that was written and sung by the Israelites after crossing the Red Sea and into safety. We join together, page 32, in the middle of the page.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נטר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי,
Well, when the prayer Hashkivena was being written, it was a fear at that time that when you go to bed, you weren't sure that when you would wake up, there would be peace. So the prayer is beautiful. It says, may we always feel protected in the shadow of your wings. Blessed are you, God, whose shelter of peace spreads over us, over Jerusalem, over all people. We join with the cantor, the top of page 34.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.
And as we read in the book of Exodus, in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. The seventh day ceased from his work and rested. The bottom of page 36 as we join together with Shamru.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam b'ritolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam b'ritolam. Bein oti leolam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'gdorotam berit olam ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam u'vayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat l'dorotam berit olam.
The Birkat HaGomel prayer expresses our gratitude for the miracle of healing and the full restoration to one's health, to family and friends, and indeed to full restoration to life itself. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam hagomel lecha yavim tovot sheg gimelani kol tov. May God, who has bestowed kindness upon us, continue to bestow every goodness upon each of us and restore us to our health. Or those in our community who are in need of healing, of body, mind, or spirit, if you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud as we move about the congregation. Page 38 as we join together.
Avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
We keep in our thoughts and prayers Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Linda Cullen, Blanche Deutsch, Lynn Deutschman, Ira Drescher, David Fried, Jane Friedman, Deborah Goldman, Cliff Goldman, and Randy Goldman, Donald Jaffe, Warren Janowitz, Mary Sue Katz, Herman Keek, Brian Kushner, Renee Myers, Pedro Prince, and Stephen Reese, Roberta Scheller, Sam Schwartz, Deb Shea, Monica Minkoff Siegfried, Bill Silvers, Patty Silverstein, Bert Solomon, Dina Stempler, Alan Tenenbaum, Tammy Trow, and Mickey Winokur. Okay. Thanks.
Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We turn to page 40 and rise, and we'll join together in the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkadale yitkadash shemei rabba.
Amen.
Ve'alma divra kirte ve'amlich malchute.
B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala uv'izman kariv.
Ve'imeru.
Amen. Yehesh me rabba mivarach le'alam lameho maya yitbarach.
Yitzbarach ve'yishtabach. Yitpar v'troma v'naseh. V'yitador v'yitale v'yitala. Shemir kutsha.
Brechu.
Le'elam in kol berchata v'shirata.
Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma.
Ve'imeru.
Amen. Be not afraid of silence. It's more powerful than the unpolished word. It allows God's voice to be heard and allows tears and doubt to tumble out. We'll continue the top of page 42 with the cantor and then silently through page 57. Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagid ufi yagid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagid tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Adonai Svatai tifta. Na 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 ufi yagid tehilatecha. So we continue with our prayer for peace on the bottom of page 54, Sim Shalom.
Sim shalom, sim, sim, sim shalom, sim, sim, sim shalom tova uveracha. Sim,
Sim,
sim shalom, sim. Sim Shalom,
Sim, Sim,
Sim Shalom Tova Uveracha. Ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 Sim Shalom,
Sim,
Sim, Sim Shalom, Sim, Sim, Sim Shalom, Tova Uveracha.
Well, as we begin to look at the Torah portions back from the beginning, starting in Genesis, I don't think you could have chosen a better one than Noah, because it's a story that all of us know, but do we really know the story behind Noah in a technical way that the biblical scholars would be studying? No one in the entire Torah is introduced probably with more accolades than Noah. It says Noah ish tzaddik, he's righteous. Tamim, he's pure. Et ha-Elohim hit halech Noach. Noah walks with God. You can't have a better introduction. 3 times during this account of the flood, the Torah tells us that Noah did exactly as God told him to do. So who's Noah? All we really know is that he lived for 350 years after the flood, and that's it. After that, he disappears from history, and we never hear about Noah again. When we reread the story of Abraham, the first Jew, the Torah devotes 4 weekly portions detailing all of Abraham's life. And then Moses, of course, is featured in the rest and the majority of the Torah. So where did Noah go wrong? You have to wonder, how is Noah so different from this man of Abraham? And the answer lies, I think, precisely in the phrase, Vaya'as Noach. Noah did exactly as God told him. So God comes to Noah and he says he's about to destroy all of humanity, and that Noah should build an ark to save himself and his family. Now, I know my reaction if I heard this big voice coming down would be quite different than Noah, but Noah, he doesn't even flinch. He just says, yes, sir, one ark coming up. But do you notice something that's a little strange? God says he's about to destroy the entire world, and Noah doesn't even flinch. He just goes out into his backyard and he starts to build an ark. So Noah doesn't ask, so what was the horrible crime that the entire world did? Or he's not even arguing with God about, and why do you want to destroy everybody except me? Now, I searched for a midrash to find an answer to this question. It's the way the rabbis try to explain what's not always readily understood. There's not much to be found. The rabbis don't discuss heinous crimes that are taking place amongst all the other people, like murder, rampant violence, or even corruption in the houses of power. Instead, our rabbis ask, what's the difference between Gezel and Hamas? And I thought, why are you asking this when we're going to destroy the world? But Rabbi Hanina explains, he says, Hamas, that's a theft that takes place in a very small amount. Gezel, it's a theft in a very large amount. I still didn't get it. But the Midrash goes off on a tangent as if to explain all this to us now. And it says that this is an example of the generation of what the flood would do. When someone would come to the market with beans to sell, this is still talking about the story of Noah. When someone comes to the market with beans to sell, many people would steal an amount that's so small that they would not be prosecuted in court. So Rabbi Hanina cites and he says, though it was a relatively small act, it was reason enough that all life on this planet was put to an end. Stealing just those tiny bit of beans. The world was not destroyed because of a whirlwind of violence, rather due to the still small voice of immorality. So what they were saying is small acts of theft fell out of the purview of the legal system. So Rabbi Hanina, we're talking hundreds of years ago, said that the cumulative effect of many small thefts resulted and added up to a significant loss of property for that bean seller. These small thefts signify a disregard for morality. And that's it. That's their explanation why Noah's going to live and everyone else is going to be destroyed because of beans. Now, when Abraham's told that God's about to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, we know the story. Abraham's out there, he's fighting tooth and nail. God did not tell him to do so, but God didn't need to because Abraham knew what he believed, and he took the initiative to try to save those people. So in contrast to Abraham, Noah was known as the yes man, and God, according to tradition, really doesn't want to have a lot of yes men. God created us as humans instead with feelings and thoughts, and we're given ideas, and he created independence for us to use and not for us to suppress. So Abraham, we read in the story, well, he stood up for what he believed. What he believed was right. Noah, he didn't even have an opinion. He just followed what that big voice of God said. So not following God, well, it's not a bad thing, but sometimes it's just not enough. The word Noah in Hebrew actually means rest, and he took the easy way out of blindly following what he was told to do, not challenging the path of leading forward that Abraham and even Moses took themselves. That's why the Torah forgets Noah so quickly, and he's never mentioned again. So what we learn from this story of Noah, and then later we're going to be reading about Abraham, that it's our small actions, it's the good and the bad, they have that profound effect on the world and our society. Morality and the drive to do good has to permeate all of what we do, whether it's big or small. So whether at home or in the marketplace, if you go out buying beans, he is righteous, he's pure, and he walks with God. But it's not enough. It's the little things that count. Well, Ryan and Jen, welcome to the whole family. This is just the beginning of what we'll have tomorrow, and we're looking forward to it tomorrow morning. It's going to be a great time. And to all of you who are with us, some come back. You haven't seen you in a little while. It's nice to see you. And to my cousins who are just passing through, we shouldn't make it another 20 years or something as to when it is. I forgot how long it's been, but it's great to have you with us and joining with us, and to all of you that are with us. When we were a month ago, this page was filled with all the high holiday information, and I think it's nice we get a little rest. It's not so bad.
One thing winds down, another thing ramps up. You know?
Right, it's not so bad. But we do have a book chavurah coming up on October 14th to discuss a book called The Convert. And what's fascinating about this book, where the author took two little pieces of paper from the Geniza in Cairo. When you have a paper and it's got some Hebrew writing on it, you never threw it away. You put it into what's called a Geniza, which is like a place to hold all the religious documents. There's over 300,000 that were found, and Solomon Schechter started in Cambridge studying them. They're still studying them. So this author took two little pieces, put them together, and made it into a book, kind of like Romeo and Juliet, where there's one family that's more religious and the other one, and they're going to run away together. I think it's fascinating that the person who has to convert and all the other details that go with it, it'll be a great discussion that everyone will have. We're doing it by Zoom on October 14th. Religious School Shabbat.
Yes, we're really excited to be partnering with PJ Library, which is an organization that sends free Jewish literature to children. Anyone can register, PJ Library. Their Colorado representative is coming out, and we're doing a pajama Shabbat, and we'll be doing some activities with them. There's some volunteers actually coming in from Israel as well to help us out with that event and help us out on that Sunday. And then we're having breakfast for dinner that evening, and everyone will be able to wear their pajamas to Shabbat. It will be wonderful.
Just because you're saying the Shema doesn't mean you come back here in pajamas, okay? That's
Next,
fine.
next week you can.
No, it's not tomorrow. Nobody's coming tomorrow in pajamas, right? Okay. I mean, we're pretty loose here, but not. No. Unbelievably, Hanukkah is just around the corner. It's the Sunday night of Thanksgiving weekend. So we invite you to join us at the covered bridge, those of you that are with us, and come for our Hanukkah celebration. And you set pretty high standards. You said, I was here 3 years ago, and you guys were pretty good. Pretty good. So we're going to wait until the end, and we're going to see how Luke does, and then we're going to go back and see. He was very good. So we're looking forward to that. So thank you all for coming and joining with us. And Mazel Tov to the family. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to return to our prayer books.
As Luke leads us in Aleinu, Luke was very disappointed at the beginning of this service that he was not able to lead every single prayer in the service tonight, because he is very ready to do that.
So let's walk up to the ark. We rise, page 60, and join together in Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabbat la'adon hakol la'tekedu la'leot ser reshit shalo asanu kogoye ha'aratzot velo samanu kamishbehot ha'adama Seloham helkenu kahem vegor aleinu kehol hamonam venachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'hayav Adonai L'melech al kol ha'aretz V'yom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance, because a link has been broken in the chain that bound us together. Its strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Paul Basis, Albert Blum, Scott Deutschman, Leo Farber, James Farber, Carl Lewis Garland, Jerry Gart, Mark Goldberg, David Gordon, Yoram Gordon, Sophie Green, Louis Gubin, Pauline Guss, Nathan Heller, Alan Kahn, Dorothy Katz, Howard Kersner, Nancy Kidd, Shirley Kleinman, Michael Cohn, Lawrence Lacob, Max Levenstein, Marion Levy-Kay, Victoria Levine, Yitzchak Levy, Maurice Lipnick, Irving Robert Lipsky, Wayne Lustig, Bert Lynch, Shirley Lynch, Sarah Moskowitz, Louis Nickerman, Sophie Numeroff, Reba Papish, Madeline Parr, Harriet Palker, Sandra L. Perchik, Sylvia Polger, Irving Press, Julius Presser, Stanley Resnick, Sarah Rice, Beatrice Vera Rosen, Nathan Rosenthal, Ernest Scheller Sr., Martha Scrudders, Shirley Shane, Lenore Shapiro, Gerald Stein, Mary Jo Stern, Rose Stewart, Max Tenenbaum, Randy Waldbaum, and Judith Wetcher. And if anyone else is observing a yahrzeit tonight, the mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books on page 64. Those who wish may join with us. Shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav izman kariv imramein, Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'me'omaya, yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal Shemei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'elamin kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'yalma v'imramein. Yehei Shlomo Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom v'imramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. May be seated. That's this evening. You're getting your name tonight. Okay. Well, congratulations. Well, come on up here.
All right, let's invite your whole family up.
Well, on this Shabbat, we lift our hearts to you, O God, of days and years, to thank you for the precious gift of receiving a Hebrew name. We gather today thankful to share in the happiness of receiving this name and now standing before you. Surrounded by his family, we pray that he'll be blessed with health and happiness. And the name that you've chosen, which makes sense, look how he's smiling. What's it going to be?
Simcha.
Simcha. What else could it be? And
Simcha
your
means
Hebrew name
happiness
is
and celebration.
the moon,
Yareach.
Yareach.
Yes.
So let's join together.
So we say Mazel Tov to Simcha ben Yareach, and on this momentous occasion of firsts, we are going to say the Shehechianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegianu lazman hazeh to offer a special blessing to your family
Please.
as well. Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elech.
Shine upon you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha veyasem lecha shalom veyasem lecha shalom.
May the Lord cause his countenance to shine upon you and your family and grant you peace.
Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon?
Well, Mazel Tov, and what a great time to choose your name. That's good. And then the first time we use your name is when we call you up to the Torah tomorrow. That's wonderful. Well, we're turning our prayer books now to page 66. We'll choose a very special tune for Adon Olam.
What tune should we do Adon Olam to tonight? It can be almost any song, and That's a good one. You can also do one that is not an Adon Olam tune. It can kind of be anything.
Which one would you like?
It's your favorite song these days. I mean, the words will be Adon Olam, so either way.
Your choice.
We probably can. Regular Adon Olam. Okay, all right. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nara Adon Olam, Ve'hu Haya, Ve'hu Hoveh, Ve'hu Yeh V'tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Echad, Ve'ein Sheni, Lehamshilo Lehachbira Adon Olam, Bli Reshit, Bli Tachlit, Ve'lo Zehamizra Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Nasa, B'chefzo Kol, Azay Melech Shemo Nikra Adon Olam, Ve'hu Eli, Ve'chai Goali, V'tzor Chavli Ve'et Sara Adon Olam,
והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא להתנשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם בידו הפקיד רוחי ועת תשען ואעיר אדון עולם ואם רוחי גבייתי אדוני לי ולא ירא אדון עולם אדון עולם אשר מלך טרם כל יציר נברא להתנשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם.
Before we rise for a closing blessing, I have to compliment you for being unbelievably patient through this whole service. All the kids have been great this whole night, so thank you. We'll see how they do tomorrow when he's up there. Right? Okay. Let's rise for a closing blessing. Adonai oz le'amo yatein, Adonai avarech amo v'shalom. May the Lord grant strength unto his people. Bless all peoples with peace.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafet l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. There's challah and grape juice in the back outside. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.